Hi everybody, Tati here. Just for a quick video to talk about stroller and children. This happened to me this week while at work, so it gave me some food for thought, and I thought I would come here and share this experience and my views with you guys. So, as some of you have seen, I have usually at the end of the day, I love going for a walk with my little ones, especially when they just start walking. And usually we start by going around the block, and as they get older, we start just walking and walking. And I, not that I push them to walk a lot, but it's within their own time, right? And I think there are definitely a lot of benefits for it. Just the calming down, the winding down at the end of the day. Um, but also giving them the autonomy that they need and learn how to, hold hands when it's time to cross the street, just taking their time, lots of stuff that I believe that's helpful for them. Even, my little one now, it's 18 months old, and we are already doing this. We're very close to get to a mile of her walking on her own without any fuss. Of course, we need to go at their own pace. It might take an hour sometimes, but anyways, before we talk about that, I wanted to share how in one of our walks, we actually walked to the playground and I met some other nannies there. And I was telling them how at the end of the day, we always go for a walk. And she was like, no, she's too little. And I was like, no, she's doing great. So then she told me that. I was like, she keeps the children in the stroller until they're 3 years old, at least 3 to 4. And I'm like, wow, that's a long time. And I'm personally the kind of nanny I can't with 3 year olds in the strollers. Not that I'm judging. It's just honestly, I don't like bringing the stroller on the bus. I'm a nanny in the city, so just going around if I need to take the bus. It's been COVID, so I haven't been in the bus forever, the metro, but bringing that in up and down the stairs, it's just winter. So it's something that I've always done, and I've always had my kids actually walk a pretty decent amount on their own without having to lug the stroller. But I do think so we were talking, and she was telling me how it's a safety shoe because if they're not on the stroller, not a safety shoe. She said first it was like she's in control, right? So they don't run away. They go when I tell them, and all of this stuff. And I was telling her, I was like, well, and that's exactly why I started walking them young. So they know how to behave. They keep it close. They hold hands when it's time to cross the street. And then she's like, oh, but you see when they're 3, do you see when they're 4? And I wasn't going to go into a debate with her over there. And yes, there are moments I think that every kid is going to misbehave or do something to act up, right? But what I believe, and the reason why I start walking with them early, it's precisely because I don't want them to get to 4, 3 or 4 when they have this new freedom and then decide to do what they want, right? So in my experience with the children that I have cared for, and I'm pretty sure I've done this with all of my kids that I started early. We always start walking early. I give them autonomy, so we don't necessarily need to hold hands if we have areas that it's safe for them to be on their own, right? So for example, if we go to parks, like big parks that there's no vehicles in there, I let them walk. Pathways, the same thing. Sometimes even on the bike path where I used to work, if I keep them to the side of the pedestrian side, and they're in the inside of the track, I also let them go. And they know, if they run, if they're doing something that they're not supposed to do, then it's time. It's like, okay, we are gonna be holding hands right now until they learn how to do it. So I believe that if we start early, then we don't have to, it's not a new learning for them to do a 3 or 4, right? When they're even more defiant, when their power struggles. I just, for me, it's easier, right? So while some nannies, some folks are so worried about teaching them the ABCs or teaching them how to count when they're 2 or 3 years old. I think that this is a life skill, right? That sometimes we are not focusing on, and I am very intentional about it. So just food for thought. I don't know what you guys think. I know a lot of things like, oh, that's too much for a little one to walk. I was like, well, they're doing just fine. They're not complaining. They're not crying. They are, I mean, amazing. Like my little one this week, she's adorable. Like she puts her hands in her pocket and she's just walking and saying hi to the puddles or bye to the puddles. It's adorable to see. So it's also, I think, as I said, there are so many benefits, not just giving them a little of independence, autonomy, and even the location, right? So she already knows whenever walking, which building is their home. She pretty knows, like, I'm pretty sure she knows the directions where we go, because she's very, sometimes, like, I want to go one way and she's like, no, 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 let's go this way, let's go this way. And she gets pointed. So I do think she has a basic notion of where the playgrounds are, the ones that she likes, which is amazing. She's only 18 months old. So all of this stuff, I think people don't really think about it, or they're not intentional when they do it, and there are benefits, and I just wanted to share with you. So let me know if you are the type of caregiver, parent that do encourage some walking, that go with kids on walks, on hikes, which also they're not too early, too young for it, and let me know what's your experience like. Or if you don't have the little ones, if you do have the older ones who run away, or if you're still in a stroller, I said it's okay. I'm here. I'm not judging, but I'm just explaining like my view, how I see beneficial for them to start early, and it's never too late. So it's something that you can still do it, right? So love you guys. I will see you next time.